What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyr Wargames and I'm bringing to you guys the deck that I'm actually going to be playing this format, so expect a lot of updates on this on the channel as I go, and that is Cyber Dragons. Yes, I've decided to make Cyber Dragons my deck for the format, as Goki was my last one and DDD was my one before that, but yes, Cyber Dragons. I'm going to be doing a lot of playtesting with this deck, and with the release of Blue Eyes Abyss, we've got a very nice card added into the main deck for this deck, that really helps push the OTK potentials that this deck can do. And just overall, the amount of damage and consistency that this deck has now gotten over the years is just so good, and I'm so happy that Cyber Dragons just got so much love. Still a shame that they're not linked by support to Cyber Darks, but that's just a dream that I can keep in my head as I go. So with all that said and done, let's get into it, because there's been a lot of changes to the deck from my last profile here on the channel. So first off, we have 3 copies of Cyber Dragon, the star of the deck, the boss monster you could say of the main deck. Just overall, Cyber Dragon just does so much for you. And it's just like, and it's such a simple card. Control no monster your opponent does, special summon it. But then you've got so much access from there from your extra deck. You've got things like Mega Fleet and Fortress to remove problematic monsters your opponent controls. You got your Exceeds plays, forms of Nova and Infinity, and your link plays with Sega. Just so much potential and options that Cyber Dragon gives you. Though moving on to the actual best monster of the deck is still Cyber Dragon Core. I don't think, no matter what monsters and support we get for Cyber Dragons, it's going to be very hard to top the amount of consistency and just overall plays that Core brings you. On normal summon, you can search any Cyber Spell or Trap card from your deck to your hand, which is already amazing. On field and grave, his name is treated as Cyber Dragon. And in the graveyard, if you control no monsters your opponent does, you can banish it, special summon any Cyber Dragon monster from your deck. The Cyber Dragon Core just does so much for you. With 400 attack points as well, it's machine dupe target, so you can get 2 more Cyber Dragons onto the field. I don't think there's anything that Cyber Dragon Core can't do for the deck. And next we have 3 Cyber Dragon Hers. I think 3 is the needed number for this card. If you're playing less than that, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why you're doing that. But 3 Hers to me is important. It's a level 1 though. It's a level 1, so it's important in the sense that I can now play 1 for 1 in the deck to have more access to a Cyber Dragon monster when I need to. When it's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Cyber Dragon from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Take that in mind that from the deck you can only add the OG Cyber Dragon, though from the graveyard you can add things like Core and other stuff, because their name becomes Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. Which is mostly what you add to your hand is Core, from what I played, Cyber Dragon, the original being the next one. But yes, Hers is just so good and so important, and it's another machine dupe target for the deck. To round up the actual Cyber Dragon monsters, I do play 1 Veer. I have been thinking of dropping it, upping it to either 2 or dropping it completely. But Veer does help with a lot of your plays. When you normal special summon Cyber Dragon, you can special summon this card from your hand, and all Cyber Dragons on your field get 500 attack points and defense points. Simple as that, just helps you make your link summons. This is all it's there for. You only play 1 of it because you can just search it when you need it. Moving on, we have 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. It's just been a main staple ever since it came out for Cyber Dragons. Ditch a light monster, summon it, add another Galaxy Soldier from your deck to your hand, and it's a level 5 light machine that you can make your Nova with. I do play 2 board wipers in forms of Eltonen and Jizukiru. I've been thinking of bumping Jizukiru to 2, but so far just 1 of each of these is just very nice. They're very searchable in the deck and just help you out problematic monsters that you just can't deal with at that point in time. And then Eltonen just helps you literally clear the whole extra link board with just 1 card in your deck being Core. And I'll explain that when I get to at the end of the profile. But yes, 1 of these, this is a go second deck. As always with Cyber Dragons, if you build it going second, you're going to have a much easier time dueling. Then you can have your side deck ready for you to go first when they make you go first. And then to round up the main deck of monsters, I do play 3 Ash Blossoms and Joyous Spring. It is the most generic hand trap in the game in terms of like what you can just main deck, because every deck in this format in this game searches monsters or searches cards, and Ash Blossom can just help you deal with those. So that's the monsters. For the spells, we play 3 copies of Cyber Emergency. Any Cyber monster from your Cyber Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Any light machine monster that cannot be normal summon set or 1 Cyber Dragon monster. Overall, just amazing card. Just literally wrote out anything in your deck. And then we played 2 copies of Cyber Repair Plant. This got dropped down to 2 ever since Emergency became a thing. Just because Emergency is more easier to activate. So if you're on a budget, yes, play 3 Repair Plant. That's what I say. Literally rotates out any light machine if you control a Cyber Dragon in your graveyard. So you can search your Jizikiri with this card very easily, and your Galaxy Soldiers as well. I play 3 copies of Machine Duplication because you have to. It's a must. You have to play 3 copies of Machine Duplication because it literally just makes any plays for you. The amount of potential that Machine Duplication brings for this deck is just unbelievable, and the plays that and the monsters that you can summon from it is just outstanding. 1 copy of 3. I love it. It was that 3. 1 copy of Foolish Burial again, just to dump a Cyber Dragon that I need from the from my deck. I can dump hers to then add a core back. I can just dump I can dump core to get a free summon. I can literally just dump anything, and then any Cyber Dragon, activate Repair Plant. Foolish Burial just does a lot for you. 1 copy of 1/1. Hers is at 3 in the deck, so I can have a 1/1 to search that, summon that, and just get another Cyber Dragon on the field. And I am taking in card destruction. We don't mind having cards in our graveyard because, you know, a few of our cards require Cyber Dragons in the graveyard. We can then dump core and then just get free summon off. Just literally, card destruction can add some nice consistency in the deck. So I'm trying it out just to see how it goes. I can also use this card to see what my opponent's playing, which is quite nice. But yeah, I'm just taking it, trying it out, see how it goes. If it doesn't work, I'll take it out and replace it with something else. And then we play 5 fusion spells in the deck in the form of the brand new Cyber Load Fusion, 3 copies of Overload Fusion, and 1 copy of Super Polymerization. So the reasons for these is that, well, firstly, let's get into the easy one. Overload Fusion. Rampage is a card. Literally is that. Simple as that. Rampage is a card. If you resolve Rampage, you're most likely going to win that game and just OTK your opponent. So that's why we play 3 copies of Overload Fusion, just to get to Rampage as soon as we can. Super Polymerization and Cyber Load Fusion operate in the same way, enabling you to finish any OTKs that the first Rampage with Overload cannot finish off. So Super Poly, we all know what Super Poly does. You discard a card, your opponent cannot respond to this card, and you fusion summon fusion monster using monster from either player's side of the field. So you'll use this and you'll make another Cyber Fusion monster. I'll explain which one I picked in the extra deck later on when you get to the extra deck, and you literally just OTK from there. And Cyber Load Fusion is the brand new fusion spell for Cyber Dragons, and it's just absolutely bonkers. And that is summon fusion monster from your extra deck that lists a Cyber Dragon monster as material. By shuffling the fusion material monsters listed on this card into the deck from cards on your field or face up banished. But monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn except that fusion summoned monster. You can activate 1 Cyber Load Fusion once per turn. So it's searchable via Cyber Dragon Core because it's a cyber spell, and you literally just, again, like with Super Poly, once you've done all your attacks, you then play Cyber Load Fusion, shuffle into the deck, summon your fusion monster and attack again, and you should then have game. So those are why I play the fusion spells. I then also play Soul Charge, Reborn, and Cyber Rev System for my revival spells. Soul Charge is standard and along the Monster Reborn. The one copy of Cyber Rev System is that I know it's not once per turn card. I only have one copy of it now. I'd probably try at 2 if I had more copies of it. But at the moment, it's a great card as a one-off. You know, search it when you need it. You don't want to be brick on too many revival spells because they can't actually do anything unless you've actually done something first. So bricking revival spells is just the worst. But Cyber Rev System is a very nice one-off. 2 Call by the Graves to wind up the spell cards. I would play 3, but Konami thought it's a good thing to semi-limit it for some reason. And I play 1 Cybernetic Overflow. You can banish Cyber Dragon monsters from your field. From your hand, face up on the field and or graveyard. I have different levels and destroy that number of cards your opponent controls. So it doesn't target, which is very nice. And if this card on the field is destroyed by opponent's card effect, you can add 1 Cyber Spell Trap from your deck to your hand. So overall, it's a nice rotate if it does get popped. Otherwise, it's just a nice board wipe that doesn't target for you. And it's searchable, which is very nice. A searchable board wipe is very good. So that's the main deck. The extra deck, I do play 5 fusion monsters, which is very nice. The way I've done this extra deck is that I got 5 fusions, 5 XCs, and 5 links, which does help with the consistency and the parries that you can do, and doesn't limit you too much. So the fusions, I played 2 Chimera Tech Rampage Dragons. This is the one you go into the most often to do your OTKs. You play 3 Overloads. I don't want to play just 1 Rampage, because if I open up another Overload later on, I have nothing to summon. And I play 1 Cyber Twin Dragon. And the reason I play Cyber Twin Dragon is because it just takes 2 Cyber Dragon monsters. And it's just a nice, easy way to go into with your Cyber Load Fusion and your Super Poly to just guarantee you 2 attacks of a 2800 beat stick to help you get the game. Other than relying on Rampage to do it, Cyber Twin Dragon is just a nice way to finish that game for you. And I do play 2 Mega Flints. I don't play Fortress Dragon just because Fortress Dragon is good with the Jizukiru, but you can out Jizukiru quite easily, to be honest. And I just think 2 Mega Fleets is just the number you have to play 2 Mega Fleets either way, whether you're playing Fortress or not. You have to play 2 Mega Fleets just because you just want to out any problematic extra deck monster in the game. You want Mega Fleets there to help you do that. I might try and take in the Fortress again, but at the moment it is in my side deck as always. If it's not in my extra deck, it would be in my side deck. So those are monsters, fusion monsters I play. I play 2 for the XCs, 2 Infinity, 2 Nova, and 1 Pallades. Literally, you can just out anything with these. Pallades is just a nice go first card. You make Pallades underneath a Seeger. Seeger can just bump himself up to 42 on your opponent's turn, and Pallades can just bounce anything your opponent summons, wrecking their normal summons for the turn. Nova's the one you'll always go into no matter what, because it just revives Cyber Dragons from your graveyard. So you can revive your Link monster, which is very nice because he counts a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. You can bump himself up to 42, and if they do foolishly kill it by a card effect, you get a free fusion from your extra deck. And then Infinity is also good because it's Infinity, it's just effect negation. So those are the XCs. For links, I play 1 Bowl Sword, 2 copies of Seeger, 1 Clearthought Genius, and 1 Link Karibo. Now, I was an advocate of YUGIOH over Clearthought Genius for a long time. And I was playtesting more and more and more, and I realised that Clearthought Genius is actually easier to just go into just because it takes 2 machines. So you'll make the reason that it's easier to go into than YUGIOH at times is because Mega Fleet's a thing, and he's a dark attribute. And you'll want to make Mega Fleet and then link off with it, and you can't. And sometimes you can't make the Seeger, or the Seeger just doesn't help you enough because it doesn't point 2 for you. And that's when Clearthought Genius comes in, just because it takes 2 machines. Link Karibo is because we play hers, and Link Karibo is just a nice card to go into. 2 copies of Seeger. I always use 2 copies of Seeger. I always like to have the extra one in my extra deck for those times I need it. And Bowl Swords to help you just do those massive OTKs and just push for game. Though you could take out Bowl Sword for anything else in the extra deck, or for your extra deck, for your playstyle. It's completely up to you. But that, guys, is the deck. Before I end the video, I just want to give my thoughts on the other 2 cards that we got from the set, which is Cyber Eternity Dragon, or 3 cards should I say, Cybernetic Revolution and Cyber Powers, and actually Super Strident Blaze. Let's talk about all 4 of them. I want to give my thoughts on these cards in this video. So Cyber Eternity Dragon, it's a good card. It's an okay card. I probably wouldn't play it, to be honest. If I were to play it, it would be in a fun Zane-ish kind of build that uses everything. I'll probably then put Cyber Eternity in there. It's a very hit and miss card. Like, it's good, but then it requires you to be fully fusion focused, which then opens up a lot of bricks for you. Cybernetic Revolution, I absolutely love this card, and I do want to play it. I'll be playtesting this card a lot for the future. It's just such a fun gimmicky card, but it's a gimmicky card that is actually good. Just tributing any Cyber Dragon you control, especially on the fusion that lists Cyber Dragon as a material. It can't attack directly and it dies during the next end phase. But it's fine. You can't attack directly, that's fine. You can just summon literally as the picture dictates. Cyber and Dragon, do tons of piercing damage, beat over anything, and then it'd be killed, it's fine. Cyber Powers, I will be testing him out as well, just with a more Power Bond build. As you saw, Power Bond wasn't in my deck, because I'm still going to be testing with Cyber Powers for that. Just being able to search it. And Super Strident Blaze, I actually think these 2 cards are going to be really good in a deck like Ancient Gears. Cyber Powers especially, because then you can just dump it somehow, or just summon it and just make Link Reaver with it. Do your fusion plays, and then if your fusion monster dies, you can then search Power Bond afterwards. So Cyber Powers is actually going to be pretty good in that deck, and I'll be trying them out a lot in that build. So expect an Ancient Gear build sometime down the future. As well as I might take in a copy of Super Strident Blaze. Just allow your big fusion monsters just to freely attack with no questions asked. Nothing to fear. So it could be a cool tech card in that deck, but definitely expect Cyber Powers in the next Ancient Gear deck. I think it's going to be a very good card for that. So again, guys, that's the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it, and my thoughts on the rest of the support. As if you did, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, post down in the comments what you would do for your builds. And again, till next time, guys, as always, happy dueling.
What's up, YouTube? Thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button, and of course don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings and many more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming up for you all year round, so don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always, guys, happy dueling.